And this is Deuce and Ace, Bro to the Movies. We're here, Deuce and Ace, we bro to the movies. Except in this case, we did not bro to the movies, we just brotched a movie, and that was on Netflix. Marriage Story. This is starring Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. And it's about a married couple.
It's a story about marriage. Well, a story about divorce, really.
Marriage, divorce.
Spoilers.
Well, you can read the description. But yes, this is a story about marriage and divorce, and it's a very intimate story. It's getting a lot of awards buzz, right? Am I right?
That's what they tell me.
That's what they tell us. So
I don't really follow the trade, so...
So yeah, if you're new to this, be sure to subscribe. If you like our content, follow us on social media at Bro to the Movies. But if you're new to this, we've dropped some trailer reactions, and we've been, going heavy on The Mandalorian.
For some reason.
But if this is your first movie review, we give a brief description, keep it spoiler-free on the front half or front quarter of the video, and then we give a score, and then go into the spoilers. So Ace, start us off.
Alright, so Marriage Story, directed by Noah...
Bachman?
No, it's like Pause. Alright, so Marriage Story, directed by Noah Baumbach. You may know him from his other movies. I know he wrote for some of the West... He did like part of Fantastic Mr. Fox and The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. So, he's got that indie feel. And this movie felt very much like a Wes Anderson type film. And... How do you say the word? Auteur?
Auteur.
It was an auteur film. And if you're into that kind of thing, you may like this movie. Starring Adam Driver, Scarlett Johansson. I gotta say, the actors definitely brought their A game in this one.
A+ game, like...
I'm not gonna go A+, I mean. They ain't go above and beyond,
But, yes, very well acted. And, as I said, it's very intimate. Like, there's other characters, but this is a very introspective story. The story in itself is simple. You have a married couple. They're both in theater, acting, Hollywood to varying degrees. And they have a child. Henry?
Henry, yeah.
Yes, Henry. And
spoiler alerts, the child is the worst.
Yeah. That dude. But
child actors are also the worst. Just broad generalization.
But, and while the movie starts off, setting a tone, expectation that everything is all... roses and dandelions, you quickly find out that it's not the case, and they are going through a divorce. And so this movie depicts divorce in a very real manner, and that's where the acting comes in. And I'm saying the good acting we're talking about, it's some monologues in here, some soliloquies, and just some amazing performances. As he said, it's very auteur, very indie film. Something that stood out to me was the score. I'm sitting there, I'm like, some of this music sounds like it's from a Disney movie or something. Go to find out that Randy Newman composed the score, so that was pretty interesting.
I guess so.
But yeah, not only is it auteur in that sense, it's also set up like a play. To have a major soliloquy, a major moment, and then it fades to black. Major interaction, major, plot point, fades to black. I'll save that for the spoiler talk. But other than that, it's just really, modern day divorce under a microscope. That's this movie in a nutshell.
No, it's his take on modern day divorce under a microscope. I'm not gonna broadly say this what all divorces are like, but yeah, I would say the directing was very good. I enjoyed that. For me, the story was the weakest part of the movie to me. And, not every movie's not meant for everybody. I'm not married. I'm not divorced. So, I didn't really connect with any of these characters. All the characters kind of suck in this movie, honestly. Like, they're all bad people.
Well, this is clearly going to be an interesting spoiler talk when we get to it, because I am married. I have not been divorced.
Yet.
Come on, But not divorced. Again, we're brothers. That's the bro and bro to the movies. And,
who is that for?
Whoever's watching. And our parents aren't divorced, so we don't know what divorce look. We still got both sets of our grandparents alive, so we don't know what divorce looks like. So there's a lot of stuff that it's new to us in a sense, but I could, as
speaking for me, you don't know my life experiences, but go on.
I can just, as a father, and maybe I'm biased as a father, and you'll see in the discussion with some of my thoughts, but I could feel, certain characters' pain. And I say that, I'm not just saying Adam Driver's characters, but I could just feel the pain of a parent, not necessarily just the father or mother, but so it pulled at my heartstrings. I thought I was gonna cry, man, in a couple scenes, man.
I did not think I was gonna cry at any point in this movie. It's about 3:15 right now, 3:15 a.m.
Pretty tired.
Yeah, I was falling asleep during the movie.
I'm yawning.
He's fake yawning. Not a real yawn.
That was a real yawn.
Nah, fam. So yeah, not much to talk about really. It's just
no, not much.
Yeah,
spoiler. I got a lot to say, so.
Oh my god, it's gonna be one of those videos, guys. But
it seems like all of our videos are one of those videos.
Yeah, man. I don't have much more to say about the spoiler talk. On spoiler talk, Laura Dern was in this. Ray Liotta, like all the performances were well acted. I'll say that to an extent. Some of them, felt a little overacted, but we can talk about that later.
All right, well, time to score this thing. All right. As always, we never discuss our scores beforehand. Just go off the cuff. 3, 2, 1, 9.
5. 9.
9.
All right, so that's
7. Yeah, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, 7 out of 10, 14 out of 20. So Deuce Ace gave this
7 out of 10.
Yeah. Excuse me, got a lot of mucus running.
Just took some Mucinex,
Yeah, Mucinex. We need some sponsors, please.
But yeah, so Deuce Ace gives Marriage Story, Netflix Marriage Story, a 7 out of 10. And now, if you have not seen the movie or don't care to be spoiled, this is the spoiler portion of the video. So please subscribe, skedaddle, come on back. Oh, you're back! Whoa, spoiler talk.
So fake, so disingenuous. Alright, spoiler talk. I just want to read something. Pretentious. Attempting to impress by affecting greater importance, talent, culture, etc. than is actually possessed. The Google definition of pretentious, also known as Marriage Story. This movie felt very pretentious to me. Pretty fake. That's why the acting was great, the directing was pretty good, but it just felt fake to me. Like as Deuce said, it did seem like a stage play. They had like the fade to black. They had the different scenes, all that, but it didn't feel earned.
I totally disagree. I bought into the characters that were established. What was his name? Chris and Nicole.
Charlie and Nicole.
Yeah, Charlie and Nicole. So you can say that. Oh, every man or woman who's divorced is not Charlie and Nicole. Yeah, sure. Every man is not a director on in New York, theater scene. Every woman is not a low indie softcore.
What? She was in a party movie and she showed her breasts. I wasn't talking softcore or anything.
Okay, well, so this does not represent every couple who's going through stuff. But that's the characters that established. Fine, I accept that. I also accept that he's into his own world. Charlie, sure, he's a little lofty.
Would you agree that Charlie is pretentious?
Yes, I would agree that he's pretentious, but not the movie. That's just the character. I think.
No, I'm talking about like the whole art style. Like he was leaning heavily.
What the heck is?
Focus. There's a TV in the background. Oh yeah.
The anime. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
It leaned heavily into like the auteur style. It felt derivative of a Wes Anderson type film, which makes sense because he wrote some of the Wes Anderson films.
I don't know no Wes Anderson films, so
that's our cousin.
Oh yeah, Wes. My bad, Wes. My bad.
Our last name is Anderson.
Yeah, but yeah. So I don't know none of that coming in.
Alright, well, I'll say for people who do know that coming in, you will see the flavors of that style in this movie, and you're like, oh man, it feels like I've seen this type of a film before.
Okay, I mean, if you're talking tone, fine, but I'm saying as the characters as they are. Yes, Charlie's a pretentious... Him being pretentious is part of the issue and the reason they're having divorce. But I'm saying I accept that and move on, and I'm going to the heart of the struggle. I'm going to the heart of the issue.
The heart of the issue is they're both just bad people.
You're simplifying it. To me, like you... Because again, maybe you don't have the insight because you don't got the kid, you don't got the family. I'm saying... I'm married, and anyone who's married would know that you have the infatuation phase. They had their infatuation phase as dictated most vividly by Nicole's letter. So the movie starts off, and they're reading these letters. All positive, good.
If they're watching this, I saw the film. Right?
Yeah, all positive, good things about each other, and so this is
even their quote unquote good things about each other, like we're kind of douchey things, like just like pompous, weird stuff. Like, and it's fine if they like that stuff about each other, but they just seem like disingenuous people from the jump.
What was weird? She said, "I knew within 2 minutes I loved him, and he's good at this. He's good at being a father. He's good at the things that are better than me." So she's taking a slight at herself, and that's being true. She's jealous of.
Lower your voice when you talk to me. First of all, I don't know who he's coming at right now.
I'm coming at Ace. This Deuce Ace, baby.
I'm not the one at 3:20 in the morning, but yeah. All right, keep going.
So I'm saying, so she's opening up. This is her heart. She's envious of how good he is at a father, even though maybe he's not as good as a husband. So she's just saying he's good at this. He can make people laugh. He cares about the littlest of things. So she sees the positive. He's like, oh, she cuts her hair. She takes care of us. She loves us. I don't think there's ingenuity in any of this.
What?
He said she. Whatever, ignore that. I think they're being genuine. Like, this is their heart. And so when you take that and compare it to everything that's said and everything that's laid out, that's how you can see where things fell apart. And
calm down, Chinua Achebe. Things fall apart, Chinua Achebe.
and so again, as I was saying, anyone who's married or dated has gone through the infatuation phase. You're enamored with this individual. You're in love with this individual. You're going to make rash decisions with this individual, and then the smoke clears, and real life is there, especially when a kid is involved. And so then it starts to get real. I got 3 kids. Things got real, especially after the 3rd kid. So I understand that. I can appreciate that as a husband/father. I can appreciate the struggles that they go through, especially as a man. As men, we can be domineering to an extent, make it all about us, and that's what this movie, projects onto Charlie. So I could understand that. I can resonate with all of this. So I definitely disagree that it's not genuine. I think it's real.
I'm not saying that their love for each other is not genuine. No. I'm saying that their personalities seem disingenuous.
That's what I'm saying. I think it was a clear distinction and director's choice to make these characters Hollywood and theater, people. So that there's going to be some pretension, if that's a word, that comes with it. But I think the delivery and the character interactions with themselves was genuine and real.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing that the character interaction and the delivery was real. I'm talking about the character traits themselves.
The character interactions are based off their character traits. I'm saying he's engulfed in his work. So all she sees is someone who cares about his work. Everything that he does is because of his work. So as a result, she feels like he doesn't care about me and my wishes. What is not real about that?
I don't know. I'm lost right now. Moving on, though. Yeah, I mean, I'll let Deuce take the, like, you can leave the discussion, man. I was like, this movie, it just wasn't for me. I didn't vibe with any of the characters going in, and I was just kind of along for the ride. So, I mean, I gave it a 5. It's not 5 because the story, I didn't enjoy the story, but some people love the story. I enjoyed the acting. I enjoyed the camera work. That's pretty much all I enjoyed, honestly. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad movie. It's not a good movie. It's just so-so. So I don't have too much to say about it.
All right, well, let me check my notes. Let me just see what we got here. We talked about the reality of divorce. I mean, no one goes into a relationship wanting divorce. That would be a strange thing. Like, oh yeah, let's go into this thing and just end it in 2-3 years.
People go, if it's a rich man or a rich woman, people may go and look for divorce.
The average person, the average people who get married don't go in for divorce. Things just fall apart. I think this movie does a good job of things falling apart, and I will say that this movie, it touches on the inequalities in regards to men and women during divorce. Even though Charlie may have been a douchebag husband, I don't think in his heart he was a douchebag father. And again, I think that's highlighted in Nicole's letter. And so all the stuff, as they're going through it, Nicole's like, look what you're putting Henry through, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And at the end of the day, whose fault is this movie? It was the little lady who came in her trailer. The black lady was like, oh, I know Nora.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like,
yeah, but I think that's like the point, though, that they wrote, or he wrote Nicole to be she wasn't really vindictive, but to be the bad guy, quote unquote, in this movie. But, I think the characters are portraying Adam Driver's character as like the bad guy, as not really the deadbeat, but the disinterested father. But I think we're supposed to see that all of this is false and that Nicole is taking this too far with her lawyer.
Yeah, but my whole thing is, in real life, does this happen like this? Do people try to work things out amicably? And then you got someone who is no business of their own come in a situation. Oh, girl, I know Nora. She gonna get all that money, dog. Because here's the thing, she works with Nora, Laura Dern's character, the lawyer, and then she starts fighting and going in. Now they're LA family, even though they lived in New York, all this stuff. And then she comes to the point where it's like, hey, let's try to work it out, amongst ourselves. When that's what he's been trying to do the whole time. But she worked with Laura, and Laura has issues with God because God stayed in heaven while Mary had a baby on earth. That was in the movie.
That was that's like a throwaway thing. I don't think that's Laura's core character. I think that it was just embellishing upon her, building upon her. I don't think that's like why she's the way she is.
I do. I think that during that scene, they did a fade to black moment, or they transitioned after
Very
that.
Pretentious.
I'm saying, and that's her whole point. Men, not just men, but men all the way up into and including God. Women. What was she saying? That women are held to a different standard. They have to be perfect, but a father can be a good father. And we could debate that all day.
Well, no, her point was that up until recently, there was no concept of the good father. Like, a father just had to exist, but the mom had to be like the perfect this and that.
Yeah, so, but in that same conversation, that's when she was talking about, oh, and who's our standard? The perfect Mary.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, man. Yeah, but I'm saying, but we're not like counteracting each other's points. Like, yeah, I'm saying but she's saying that God was an absentee father. That's her point, and that just being a father was good enough. She's not saying that anything about a good father. She's saying any father was considered a quote unquote good father.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, when you're so hung up on your argument that you go to the extreme of calling God an absentee father, then to me that shows that no matter the circumstance, you're going to attack the husband, the man.
Well, well, if you want to be real, the reason that she's doing this, that she's going after the man so hard, it's her job. She's a lawyer. She's a shark. She gets paid to take the other person's money. So if it was a lesbian couple, it has nothing to do with father or mother. She's gonna be like, "This." I
disagree, dog.
Can I finish my thoughts?
You can finish them. While I'm just saying, like, this movie clearly it has nothing. Her bias is towards men because she herself has gone through this, right? In the movie, she said she's been through a divorce.
I hear it.
She said I know when she got on the couch, took off her shoes, got comfortable with her. And what do you want? What do you like? She's not just trying to get money. She doesn't care about what's best for Henry. She has a vendetta. She's coercing her to feel certain way. This is what, and again, I've never been through this. You can finish.
the crux of my point was that you know, she's going after the client no matter who it is. And I think what you're talking about, that as a tactic, she like makes you feel comfortable with her. So then Nicole feels comfortable with Laura says her name is Laura. The lawyer? No. Nora.
Nora.
Her real name is Laura Dern. That's right. Nora's like, oh, well, we got to do this way or that way because she's nickel and diamond Charlie's character. So all this, she wasn't really having a gal powwow. She doesn't care about Nicole as a person. She's doing what's in her best interest as a lawyer.
Yeah, and I get that. Again, never gone through the process, so you know.
You don't have to keep giving that disclaimer. They got it.
Got it. So I agree. But to me, just looking as an audience member, as a person who's on the outside looking in, it's like, come on, dog, this is messed up. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not justifying. Not Chris. What's his name? Charlie cheating on Nicole. I'm not justifying Charlie neglecting Nicole and her needs. All I'm saying is that when we're looking at this, is she? Because, and I think Charlie brought it up, like, you're not even mad that I cheated. Like, you don't even care. It's like, so if this divorce is simply for the sake of Henry, I think this movie and the system many times villainized the father, between some issues, minor major issues between the husband and the wife. But at the end of the day, Charlie was made to suffer, and it's just, I'm not going to say it was unfair, but I was just feeling some type of way.
Alright, my honest opinion on this movie, what's the director's name? Noah Baumbach? Baruch? Noah B. He, Deuce Ace.
Baumbach.
Noah Baumbach. I feel like this is a portrayal of his own life. Because, he, we
don't know.
If you don't know, Noah
Baumbach.
Noah Baumbach allegedly cheated on his pregnant wife, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and got with his current girlfriend, Greta Greenwick, whoever his current girlfriend is. And this is a portrayal of what he perceived the divorce process is. So, this seems like a passion project where he is painting the guy he's a director, he's taking in on his work, he's self-centered, and he's trying to paint that in a certain light. Now, rightfully or wrongfully, I don't know what happened. I don't know how the divorce, what happened in it. But you can see that it's skewed towards his perspective of himself.
Okay, I didn't know that backstory, but I know plenty of times, based off of what I've read and seen, that there are good fathers out there who may be bad husbands, bad boyfriends, but have genuine interest in their kids, and the system, as multiple lawyers, we're talking about, the system is designed as such that you screw over the father, and I just think that's messed up.
But I don't believe Noah Baumbach, like, they had a kid together when this happened.
No, I'm just saying.
In general.
In general, like, again, I know people personally, and it's like, come on, man, it's like, I get it. You can have issues between the mother and the husband, the mother and the father, but like, the court system shouldn't be designed to punish the father. Like, if this is how it is, to me, it's just jacked up. Like, it was just, I was just angered by that. Well, again, not angered by the movie. I loved the movie. The acting was spot on. But, yeah, man, it just had me feeling some type of way. Other than that, pretty straightforward story. They don't.
Let's talk about the worst character in the movie, Henry. He is 8-year-old, borderline illiterate.
Is he 8 or like 10?
They said 8 at one point.
Yeah, he needs to be able to read better than that.
Yeah, I'm like, first of all, you guys are both bad parents because your kid can't read. Neither of you should have custody. Also, the mom, Nicole, she kind of enables him. Like, she's real clingy. It's kind of weird. So, just a weird dynamic all around. He refuses to wear pants. He wears shorts and long socks. And I don't know why, but... Did you hear that rumbling? No. Maybe it's trucks going by or something. But, I don't know. That really pissed me off. Like, I can't stand Henry. Throughout the whole movie, like, oh, man, I hope... it's wrong. I hope this kid dies.
Okay, yeah, so, yeah.
Did you not hate Henry? Is Henry the worst? everything they have. You're like, oh, I don't like garnish shit.
Well, see, my thing is, I think once he was with Nicole, like permanently, that she was making him the worst. Like,
I think it was the worst before that, dog.
Well, I could see him being like the.
Well, he already couldn't read.
Was bad, worse. He was the worst, but with her, he was the worst. WORSE. Then he became WORST.
I don't know what, and I think it's both of their problems. You know, clingy mom, disinterested dad, and your kids can't read. Teach your kids to read.
Reading is fundamental
and fun. But yeah, he's the worst. Also, Nicole's mom is super weird. She has like weird relationships with her daughter's ex-boyfriend and soon-to-be ex-husband.
Yeah, some very quirky intrinsic. I'm tired. Some very quirky and weird, side characters.
Yeah, I feel like they were just thrown in there to like, ooh, indie movie. Yeah, the lady who comes and evaluates their home life. She's like, can I have water?
She was weird.
Yeah, it's just like that's what really took me out of the movie, dog. Like the story wasn't all there for me, and then just all the side characters were just strange. Ray Liotta's randomly there.
He's a lawyer.
Yeah.
Adam Driver sings. You needed that.
Yeah. Well, 15 minutes left in the movie, and Adam Driver breaks out in the song, and I'm like, I really spent 2 hours watching this. Also, they keep playing Monopoly. It's just like 5 different times playing Monopoly. There's just some weird stuff in this movie, dog.
I don't know why playing Monopoly is
There's nothing wrong with it.
Come on, how many times we play Taboo? And when we go to California, how many times we play Outburst?
Alright, we do play it a lot. But Monopoly is the same game every time. Like, it's only so much fun you can get out of Monopoly. And the Adam Driver's character got legitimately mad at Monopoly. Cause
that's his character. Like, he wants to win. All their character, like, it's a good device for that letter to be there because it paints who they both are. He wants to win. He's driven. So yeah.
Adam Driver driven. Hilarious. But yeah, man, it's just strange all around.
Not strange.
It's very strange.
Not strange, man. Come on, all right. So yeah, I mean, despite my riff, I enjoyed the movie. I was into the movie, man. I'm like, no, you didn't. I'm yelling.
I don't know what that sound was, but yeah, he was yelling. He was like, oh man, blah blah. Also, I would like to say, I did correctly guess the end of the movie. Again, I'm like 3 for 3. I guess the ends of movies. Agree? I got always be wrong. Maybe 100% correct. This like 90% correct. I'm really good at guessing the ends of movies, guys.
Yeah, sure, great. But yeah, I think that's all we got for
Marriage Story.
Marriage Story. I thought it was a good movie. He thought it was a so-so movie. Deuce Ace average is 7 out of 10. Again, if you like the content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Click the button. See our nice, happy faces. By the way, a discussion came up about our thumbnails and stuff. So those are just pictures of us as kids. In case you were wondering, we're brothers. So yeah, follow us on social media at Bro to the Movies. And yes, Marriage Story. I'm Deuce.
I'm Ace.
And this has been Deuce and Ace, Bro to the Movies. Out.
Hey, Deuce and Ace here. Thanks again for sticking around for the whole video.
We're so glad you did. We hope you enjoyed the movie reviews, the trailer reactions, the funny bros, and the quality content. If you do, be sure to subscribe, check out these videos, and be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Bro to the Movies.
Deuce and Ace.